Hi guys, my name is Anna and today I'm going to be talking about how I feel tattoos should be more accepted in today's society. So we're going to start off with how people feel like tattoos represent someone as someone who's a bad influence or someone who has a bad history of anything. People look at tattoos as something that comes from a gang or if it comes from prison, as if tattoos define someone as a person. They feel like since in the past, tattoos usually were affiliated with a lot of gangs, and for example, my parents used to think that actually tattoos came from prison culture. They feel like that anything that involves tattoos is just bad and it makes someone seem like they're a bad influence as to the younger generation, or they could see it as like, why are you putting that on yourself? Like you're making people look at you thinking that you're part of a gang. It doesn't matter what kind of tattoo you have, some people think tattoos are just bad and they make you look like a bad influence. But I feel like tattoos are kind of a form of expression and a form of art, especially in today's society, because tattoos has become more of kind of a trend in today's society, especially with art, because a lot of people look at a tattoo, they're like, that's beautiful, or it's funny, or it's meaningful, and they'll put it on themselves, and that's kind of like a form of expression, especially when they have meanings to them. For example, I have a tattoo on my back. It's a Japanese cherry blossom, and it's representing my mom because when I was little, she always used to use the Bath & Body Works Japanese cherry blossom scent. So this kind of represents her in my childhood, and that's something that I love to express to people. Whenever they ask about my tattoo, I tell them it represents my mom and my childhood. So I don't make it seem like it's something that it's bad. I explain to them it's something that's meaningful in my life and that I love to express whenever people ask about it. Now, for instance, a lot of religions feel like tattoos are a form of impurities or it's a form of a sin. They feel like that you shouldn't put anything on your body that doesn't belong there. For example, Judaism, Islam, and Christianity, some people in those religions, they feel like tattoos just should not be put on any skin, and as I said, they look at it as a bad influence or represent something bad on you. But to kind of counteract that, I would say tattoos actually have cultural meaning sometimes, because some tattoos come from different areas in the world. For example, India, Africa, China, Japan, Hawaii, all places kind of have meanings to their tattoos. For example, in Hawaii, they have tribal tattoos that represent their family, their culture, their family history in Hawaii. Anything that can kind of represent their cultures is something that they want to put on their bodies, and that kind of relates to the form of art and a form of expression, which is why we shouldn't be looking at tattoos as something that's bad and that we shouldn't put on ourselves, because it is used and it has been used for many generations. For example, in Africa, in 1600s, in Egyptians, they used tattoos as a form of expression and as a form of empowerment, which is what a lot of people actually do now in this generation. We kind of use tattoos as an empowerment, making ourselves feel better, because, for example, some people can use tattoos to cover up self-harm scars, or they can cover up impurities in their body that they feel insecure about. So tattoos actually cover those up and make people feel better about themselves. And that's the great thing about tattoos. Tattoos, you can cover up anything and make yourself feel better, kind of, and also give something out to the world and be able to express something. Now, a lot of people say, for example, in work, they think that it's unprofessional because it scares customers away. For example, in a grocery store, actually Fox News did a study and said that 90% of American adult consumers actually would not change up their shopping habits just because they see someone with a tattoo. So basically, when they go into the store, they see someone with a tattoo, it wouldn't bother them at all, because first of all, it's not on their body, and it is actually 2021, which is meaning we should be more accepting of more things because we're growing as a society. We're starting to accept everything and anything that's possible, like women's rights. We're starting to accept those, equality rights, also Black Power movements. We're being more accepting of other people's races and changing up the ways of the old past and not having those same mindsets. So anything that would scare customers away would not be considered in this society now, because society is growing and changing, and we should all accept the fact that we are growing and we are accepting more things, and that we should be more accepting of anything, not just tattoos, but of people and sexualities, anything like that. And then also, to kind of move on, as I was saying, in society today, it is becoming more and more of a trend, I would say, as I said in the beginning, to get those tattoos. So it's becoming a bigger thing. So why not accept it if everyone is starting to enjoy doing it, doing what they love, expressing themselves? We should be able to accept that, especially because it is not our body, so it's not our choices. Anyone that wants to do whatever they want, they can do whatever they want, and we should be able to accept it.